Hello and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Steely Dan Athon. We're going to call it. Taavi's back with me. Let's talk about our favorite songs. If you haven't checked out the album's video, definitely do that first, because based on our discussions, I don't know how many songs we're going to have in common. Maybe one or two. But yeah, definitely check the album's video out first. If you know how it works around here, if an artist has 10 or more albums, we're entitled to a top 20 songs, which means Steely Dan just missed out. And we get a top 10. I do have quite a few honorable mentions because of that. So I'll be listing them off at the end. Do you want to go first with your number 10 and say what album it's from?
Yeah, I can. So my top 10 Steely Dan songs, my number 10, I think you're gonna have this too, Tom. It's Rikki, Don't Lose That Number. It's a classic, nice feel to the song, and very easy to listen to and very inspired and a lot of fun. A lot of fun. My number 10.
Yeah, that's a very good song. That's the logic.
Yeah, yeah.
10. I think you also have this song, maybe. It's possible. Do It Again from Can't Buy a Thrill. Um, an undeniable song, incredible way to open the album. Obviously, that central hook, the going back, Jack, do it again. One of their best choruses, gets stuck in your head every time. Um, Again, I mentioned sort of being a little bit burnt out on it. Maybe if we'd have done this list 6 months ago, I would have had it in the top five, but it's still good enough to make the list because of the great songwriting, the great musicianship, all of the above. Do It Again is my number 10.
Yeah. My next one is gonna be a song that you're definitely not gonna have on your list, and it's Asia, the title track. And yeah, I love the instrumental breaks, especially. And Steve Gadd's drumming is really out of this world in this song, honestly. And there's a nice whistle going on at some point and sax solo, and it's definitely a moody number. And but I never skip it, and perhaps it's not something you would just put on randomly, but yeah, those drum fills are just meant to hear very loudly. Yeah, so that's Asia from Asia.
Play it loud is Taavi's motto for sure.
Yeah,
My number 9 is from Pretzel Logic, which of course you just had. Rikki, Don't Lose That Number. That's not the song I have at number 9. At number 9, I have Night by Night. This song has the kind of grit that I really want in a Steely Dan song. It's I don't want to say it's heavy, but for Steely Dan, it's heavy, right? It's got like a real attitude to it, which I really love. There's really awesome guitar riffs throughout the song. It's a really cool solo around halfway through as well, which sort of takes its time. Sort of very slow build up to the solo, and then it just comes crashing in. And Jeff Porcaro, fantastic drum performance all over the kit, but provides a backboard. To me, that's the best kind of drums, is when you can not focus on them and they are just driving the rhythm. But when you do focus on them, it's like, oh my God, like it's really sort of stands out within the song. So really, really great song. I was glad I could get it in the top 10 because I think it's maybe a bit underrated in terms of songs on that side one of Pretzel Logic.
yeah, but yeah, that was a great description of Jeff Bucoro's playing for the most part. It's like a very playing to the song, and but then he might like in the outro like do some cool fills or something like. And yeah, my number 8 is gonna be from Gaucho, Third World Man, the closure. That's a kind of a more matured feel to the song, and um, Chuck Rainey and Steve Gadd is the rhythm section, and yeah, there's no fault fault to say of those guys, and yeah, the whole song is just it's a mere perfect closer type of song to an album, more like a, I don't know, letting it breathe a little. Yeah, Third Man is my number 8.
My number 8, I've gone for 3 different albums so far. I'm going for The Royal Scam. And this might be a weird one. I'm going for The Fez, which I think is amazing. That best groove in the discography, no doubt about it. There's sort of awesome rhythm guitars, just sort of bobbing, head bobbing every time it comes on. And then that hook, the do it without the fez on. It's just, oh my God, so catchy, so cool. All of it comes together to create a great package. Keys on it are sublime. And yeah, I kind of mentioned what could have been a filler track because it is, again, slightly underwritten compared to some of the other songs on the side one, is turned into something really special by top draw musicians. So, yeah, Fez is number 8. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, there's a lot of grooves and shuffles on Steely Dan's discography, so kind of hard to remember them all, but like Birdie is really great at those. My number 7 is a song you already talked about, and it's Night by Night. It's a very fun song, but I also wrote that this song has quite of an attitude to it, and great vocals by Fagan. And yeah, you talked about it already, but young Jeff's performance is very inspiring here. He was like 19, I think, in here, and that was me like 5 years ago. Oh dear, yeah. But yeah, just awesome. Just I guess back-to-back songs because I have already had Rikki, Don't Lose That Number, and then Night by Night. Such a perfect way to open Pretzel Logic. And yeah, that's my number 7, Night by Night.
Yeah, definitely a good way to open with those 2 songs. My number 7, I'm going to keep just picking different albums over and over again. My number 7 is from Countdown to Ecstasy, and it is My Old School. To me, I mentioned it, the only song on the album that stacks up to the first album. It's got this awesome sort of soul gospel sound in the chorus. Really cool. Great lyrics. I wrote that it's kind of nostalgic, but not in a sort of rose-colored glasses kind of way. It's like he's looking back and like, but it's also very much like, yeah, I'm not going back. That's part of my past. But yeah, love the vocals. It's like 6 minutes, but it doesn't drag at all. So really good pop song. Definitely the standout on Countdown to Ecstasy. My Old School, number 7.
Yeah, nice. And my number 6 is Untitled Track to Gaucho. And again, back-to-back Jeff is here, Night by Night. And just perfect drum take here. And you know what, the drums kind of make me scared because it's like a slightly slow, but it's so also tight with a lot of space on it, on them, and especially verses. And they spend a lot of time on it, and they're just, I don't know how could you make it any better actually, but yeah. And I do like the backing vocals a lot in Steely Dan and also in here. It's just a lovely song. Gaucho, from Gaucho, number 6.
It's my favorite from that album. Definitely like it quite a bit.
Yeah.
Number 6, first time repeat album. Not a surprise which album it's going to be. Can't Buy a Thrill. It was my number 1, and the song is Dirty Work, featuring David Palmer, Taavi's best friend. First Steely Dan song I knew. Always loved it. It is very in the sort of easily listening 70s kind of thing, right? Like it's quite different. In that sense, I can see what people mean about Palmer. His voice is very smooth and very just, it sort of fits the sort of easy listening style. Almost sounds like he's a member of the Eagles or something, but I think it works really well. I think there's a lot of anger and bitterness in the lyrics, which I think really complement the vocals. That sort of contrast, which works really well. Um, and I think this is definitely Palmer's best contribution to the band in terms of vocals. By the way, he belts out that chorus. The whole "I'm a fool to do your dirty work." I mean, it's pretty clear this is a pretty angry song, despite it being this sort of really pleasant listen. And yeah, it's a classic for a reason. I think probably on my first listen of the album, this would have been my favorite on the album, but it's probably, well, not probably, it is my third favorite now. So, but it's still good enough for number 6 because that album rules. Dirty Work, number 6.
Yeah, I'm gonna give props for that chorus that David does. It's a good chorus. And number 5 is the title track from this album, The Royal Scam. So I think it's the last song also, and it's a bit longer. It has a like this cool, more darker atmosphere to the song, and I love the guitar touches by Larry Carlton too, and yeah, good lyrics, I assume, and yeah, I think I said something about I don't care about lyrics or something in that like that in the album video, but it's like I do like lyrics, but I think the best way for me to do lyrics are like if I notice them they're bad, that's a problem. But usually I'm like but then there's like lyricists I really love and like Morrissey or something. But yeah. Donald Fagen is I want to say Donald does the lyrics. But yeah, I think he's in good in that regard. But yeah. And I think Donald really sells what he's saying also really well. And he's not one of my top favorite singers, but he works very well in Steely Dan's music still. But yeah, Royal Scam is number 5.
Sorry, kind of what I was saying in the album's video. I think Fagen's vocals being so sort of ragged, that is kind of part of what makes Steely Dan work. I feel like that contrast between his sort of bit less smooth voice and the smooth music, right? So yeah, I think there was like a collaborative. I'm looking at Wikipedia right now, but I remember hearing that the lyrics are Becker and Fagen. I may be wrong there.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah.
But who knows? I'm not an expert. Someone can correct me. My number 5 is from the same album that you just mentioned, The Royal Scam. It's Kid Charlemagne, the opening track. Perfect way to start. Love the rhythm guitar. The song is so funky. And as is the trend with songs on my list, is that it has a great chorus. It's really catchy. It honestly, I mentioned in the album's video, it's probably my favorite vocal performance from Fagen. He has so much character, and there are those big backing vocals that come in, but he's still the center of attention, and he's got this sort of, I don't know, this like sarcastic, like center of attention type vibe to his vocals, which I do really like and works really well for this song. So yeah, Kid Charlemagne's number 5. We're getting into some heavy hitters now.
Yeah. So number 4 is from Gaucho, Time Out of Mind. And it's maybe more straightforward, but tight drums here still. And it's a fun tune, and love the horns of the track and vocals, and Mark Knopfler on lead guitar is always a lovely touch. And yeah, I don't know. It's my favorite from Gaucho. While the title track isn't too far away from this. But yeah, Time Out of Mind is my number 4.
So my number 4 is from Pretzel Logic. It's not the song Taavi's expecting. It's Barrytown, also on the A side. To me, this is perfect pop songwriting. I got really, really obsessed with it after listening to the album. That chorus again, so good, so catchy. Another set of great lyrics too. You know what I appreciate about Pretzel Logic is probably what Taavi doesn't appreciate about it is that they do have the jam sections in a couple of the songs, but they show restraint and they kind of it's more about the songwriting and the playing is still really good and really accomplished, obviously, like it's all so tight. But this song didn't really need to be extended into 6 minutes. It's fine as it is as a 3 minute song that's really like good pop song and enjoyable, and they didn't feel the need to sort of drag it out with jamming, which for a lot of their songs works really well. But yeah, I really love Barrytown for the reasons that I feel like it is just a very carefully decided on how they wanted the song to be structured, and yeah, very well written, very good song.
Yeah, I guess from my album rankings based on that, I prefer albums with less songs. But and I was in the Close to the Edge video too. Yeah. And yeah, number 3 is gonna be from, I didn't grab it, Asia here, and it's gonna be not one of your favorites, but one of mine is Home at Last. And yeah, Birdie is just awesome on the drum set and does his job very, very, very well. And I think my favorite part is actually the outro section with like just very magical almost, and with that smooth as heck ride, simple groove going on, and all the guitar noodling and just a tightly done jazz song with is still um semi accessible still, like not the most accessible that Steely Dan has done obviously, but like I think Steely Dan can kind of make this kind of a more poppier jazz rock stuff pretty well and make it accessible for a lot of people. And I think they sold pretty well, like platinum albums in the US. And yeah, my number 3 is Home at Last from Asia.
My number 3, going back to Can't Buy a Thrill. Bronze medal goes to a song I did not expect to be this high, Reelin in the Years, which I actually Taavi's dropped his album cover. I actually thought at the first time, when I knew it at first, I didn't like it that much. I sort of mentioned this in the albums video. I found the chorus a bit annoying, a bit basic. But I've really grown to love the song. I think I slept on it. The song itself is great. The chorus is the chorus is probably the weakest part of the song, but I still think it's a good chorus. I think the verses are great. I love the line, "You've been telling me you're a genius since you were 17." That's really funny. And the way Fagan delivers it is just really cool. Obviously, the main selling point though is the guitar. There's a minute-long guitar solo that comes in about 2 minutes in, which every time it comes on, I'm hyped for the rest of the song. Like from that point until the end of the song, I'm just massive smile on my face, just bobbing along with it. And it's so tightly constructed as well, not just the solo, but the whole band. How at the end of the solo, they all just take a slight pause and then straight back into the main hook. It's so good. It is just incredible songcraft. And to think this is one of their albums that was less slaved over in the studio as well, that you can kind of feel with this song that there was hours and hours and hours and hours poured into it. So yeah, Love Reelin in the Years gets the bronze medal for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna have another guitar solo masterpiece that you already talked about from the Royal Scam, Kid Charlemagne, number 2. And yeah, it's a lead guitar showcase by Larry Carlton, who's an awesome guitarist, of course, and love the backing vocals and drum groove. It's very funky, like you said, and like I basically agree what you said, and it's just a fun song which I wanna. Donald Fagen is great too in the lead vocals, and yeah, starts the album awesomely. Charlemagne, my number 2.
My number 2, back to back from Can't Buy a Thrill. There's Asia. Back to
I
back.
was guessing for Asia song, but
No, and it is my favorite song from Can't Buy a Thrill. It is Only a Fool Would Say That, which is a little bit of a deep cut. It's got this really cool bossa nova feel. I think the lyrics on this are so cool. It's sort of been theorized, but not confirmed, that it is about the song Imagine by John Lennon, and how it's sort of like a cynical response to it, where it's like, I heard it was you talking about a world where all is free, like, puh. That's, and I think that's just such a great statement on that debut album, because it pretty much establishes who they are as a band, just like these like sneering art students who hate pop music, who are making this like really good poppy jazzy music. It's sort of this like, you think this is pop, we're going to do it, but with the most insanely talented musicians to have ever walked the earth. And yeah, that sort of cynical, pessimistic style, but still an upbeat, bright, catchy song. Love that sort of dichotomy. And yeah, it is a song that's stuck in my head constantly. Love it. Only a fool would say that. Number 2. Great song title as well. I think that's a really cool song title.
I think I need to re-listen to that. I was smiling a bit looking at my notes, and I have one sentence for it, and it's like the chorus enough. Oh dear. But I will check it out. Maybe it just didn't click. Oh, I'm not gonna say the click word. And my do you want to guess my number 1?
I know it. It's on the tip of my tongue. Peg.
Correct. Beck.
Yay.
Very catchy. So feel good. Love the chorus and Michael McDonald's backing vocals. Love that guitar solo by Jay Cradon, and it has such a perfect flow, and the way it's placed is brilliant. And I think you said that this album doesn't have that guitar attack you love from the early stuff, and I guess that's true. But that back guitar solo is kind of blowing my mind too. And yeah, it's May here, obviously, and it's almost summer, and it's gonna blast this song and try to sing like Mike McDonald and fail every time. Just fun to the limit. Beg from Asia. And your number 1, Deacon Blues.
Correct. Yeah, couldn't really be anything else. Deacon Blues from Asia. We both got Asia song at number 1. Interesting. To me, it sticks out like a sore thumb on Asia, not in terms of quality, but in terms of incredible lyrics, sort of subtlety in the arrangement, the melodic sensibilities of the song. Is easily my favorite set of lyrics they ever did. Obviously, there's the chorus that everybody talks about, learn to work the saxophone, I play just what I feel, drink Scotch whiskey all night long, and die behind the wheel. They got a name for the winners in the world. I want to name one I lose. They call Alabama the Crimson Tide, call me Deacon Blues. So great lyrics, very sort of, the way they're delivered by Donald Fagen makes them even better as well. It's sort of the perfect marriage to me of what made Steely Dan great. The smooth production, but not too smooth. A bit of snarl and a bit of grit, a catchy pop hook and musicianship from the top drawer, all the while this sort of down and out sleazy loser is singing to you about whiskey and stuff. So it's an excellent song, super catchy. It's my favorite Steely Dan song, and it probably always will be. Deacon Blues. And then,
Nice,
do you
nice.
have any honorable mentions to reel off?
I can mention some. I don't know, is there any limit how many you can
No.
say? Can I mention a couple? I was thinking of putting from Kate Lied, the song Any World That I'm Welcome to. And funny enough, the only song that doesn't feature Jeff. But I really like that soundtrack song, which they won the Grammy for, FM. The Spotify just has FM, but I think there's something else too in the title. And FM. I don't know what did I said, but FM. I guess I meant. And then I don't know. I didn't really think this through, but I love Black Cow from Asia, Glamour Profession from Gaucho. Then I guess I could mention a lot of Scam songs like Signing Stranger maybe and Haitian Divorce maybe. Do It Again. Yeah.
A lot of good songs.
Yeah, yeah.
I wrote down 7 honorable mentions. So I've got from Can't Buy a Thrill, Brooklyn Owes the Charmer Under Me, and Turn That Heartbeat Over Again. From Pretzel Logic, With a Gun, cool little Western song. From Katie Lied, Bad Sneakers, and then the rest of the A side of the Royal Scam, Don't Take Me Alive, Signing Stranger, and The Caves of Altamira. So I wasn't lying about that Royal Scam A side. That's crazy good. But also, yeah, like Haitian Divorce is great, Peg is great. So many good songs to choose from. So that wraps us up for Steely Dan. I guess closing thoughts. I was happy to do this. I come out of it with a higher opinion of Steely Dan than I did have. Um, especially my top 3 albums, I really, 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 really like. And it's only really my bottom one, like I said, that I sort of didn't enjoy. So this is a really fun experience for me. What about you?
Yeah, I thought it was great. Happy to found Gaucho and the Royal Scam, especially listen to those again. And yeah, I think every album has, at least in the original run, has some great songs to listen. And I don't know. I don't know what to say. Everything sounds awesome. I love good production and playing is pretty wild, and their use of session musicians is pretty so many that wasn't even named in our videos. And yeah, jazz rock, and love how they're still accessible too. And I don't know, sorry David Palmer fans, I was a bit harsh, I know.
And on that note, we will leave you. Thank you very much for watching. Um, Not sure what the next discography will be, but you'll find out. Plenty of other stuff going on, such as the albums and songs of the year series, Anatomy of a Classic, the Bob Dylan deep dive, various different things going on. So thank you very much for joining us, and hopefully we'll catch you soon.